Hi, my name is Jason Rabinowitz, and I'm a union lawyer at the firm of Beeson, Taylor and Bodine, and I'm the lawyer for the statewide CUE, Coalition of University Employees, the statewide union that represents about 14,000 clerical and allied services workers at the University of California. And I'm talking to you in my video debut at the request of Amatullah Alaji Sabri, the chief bargainer for the statewide CUE, in negotiations with the university for a successor contract and regarding related matters. And specifically, I've been asked to talk to you to give an update regarding the temporary layoffs and curtailment in operations that are taking place at the university system at all the locations, in order to let you know what your union has been doing to fight on your behalf regarding these matters, and also what you should do if you should receive such a notice. Now, you probably know that the university has imposed temporary layoffs and campus closures throughout the system. You may not know the whole story about how we got to where we are now. Unfortunately, the university has engaged in a campaign of unlawful conduct with respect to these layoffs and curtailments that you should be aware of. First, the university came to the union in bargaining with a salary reduction furlough plan, which the university had created on its own and attempted to force down our throats, essentially, through illegal, what we call take it or leave it bargaining. Now, bargaining is supposed to be a give and take. Both parties, according to the law, are supposed to bargain in good faith, share alternatives, engage in back and forth, make compromises, and so on. To the contrary, the university gave us this proposal and said, take it or leave it. And the proposal was to impose on our unit $13 million in salary cuts, despite the fact that the employees represented by CUE are among the lowest paid employees in the university system, and according to the neutral fact finder in bargaining last time around, our employees are paid substantially below market, substantially below what other employees are paid in similar positions at other institutions of higher education. And therefore, not only was the university offering us no increase, but was trying to force these reductions down our throat without bargaining in good faith. We requested information from the university with respect to the finances. The union wanted to find out, for example, what other sources of funding may exist, such as the $5 billion reserve funds available to the university. We wanted to find out what the actual losses were based on the budget cuts. The cuts came in response to cuts to the university's budget from the state, but the union noted that those cuts, because state funding is only a small part of the university's budget, were a relatively small percentage of the university's overall revenue. The university, unfortunately, failed to provide us the bulk of the information that we requested. They gave us a very short deadline by which we should agree to, by which they demanded that we agree to the salary reduction furlough program without change, and they refused to bargain on any alternatives to the salary reduction that did not result in $13 million in cuts from our employees. And after refusing to consider a single change in their initial proposal, the university turned around and implemented unilaterally temporary layoffs and at the same time campus closures, resulting in reduction of hours on top of the temporary layoffs at all of the locations. To add insult to injury, university officers, from the president, Mark Udoff, down to frontline supervisors, engaged in an unlawful campaign of misrepresentations against the union, trying to undermine the union's support by falsely stating to employees and to the public, number one, that the union failed to bargain on the salary reduction furlough programs, which was a flat misrepresentation. The union bargained in good faith for weeks on the matter. And secondly, perhaps worse, that the union was to blame for the university's decision to implement these temporary layoffs, when the obvious fact is that it was the university's decision to do so, not the union's. All of this conduct that I'm telling you about by the university constitutes violations of the law, specifically the state law governing labor relations at the University of California. That law is called HERA, the Higher Education Employment Relations Act.